to the gym. We a little late this morning. It's around 7 something this morning. We usually get up around 5:30. Get to the gym about 6 o'clock. Just depends on the day. But today we're a little late. It is what it is. We still going. But I wanted to get on here and I wanted to say this, bro. This is what I believe. I believe success. I believe progress. I believe getting ahead is about what you're willing to sacrifice. And I think you got to ask yourself, when you got these big goals and this stuff that you want to accomplish, you want to get rich, you want to, or at least, have a decent amount of money to be able to do what you want to do. You want to be able to take care of your family and stuff like that. I think you got to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? I don't think most people really willing to sacrifice what it takes to actually be successful, bro. It's like, when you really trying to make it and you really trying to do something crazy, you trying to become, like, I'm trying to become the first millionaire in my family, right? I got to do things that my family didn't do. I got to do things that a lot of people around me growing up didn't do. You know what I'm saying? And bro, sometimes you're gonna lose sleep. Sometimes you're gonna want to go out and you can't. Sometimes you gotta prioritize the goal. What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? If you know you need to save money, or you want to save money, you may have to sacrifice that liquor. You may have to sacrifice that weed. You may have to sacrifice them girls. You might gotta sacrifice them expensive dates you keep taking these women on, right? I think success and getting ahead is about what you're willing to sacrifice. Because I think anything that's great that you're trying to accomplish is going to require some sort of sacrifice. Like I said, whether it's sleep, whether it's, eating, whether it's, saving money, whatever it is, bro, you're going to have to give up something. You got to give up something. You got to sacrifice something. But you know what the crazy part is? Most people know what they need to sacrifice, but it's not worth it to them. Bro, it's dudes out here that know that they could probably save an extra $800, $500, $800, $1,000 a month if they just chill out and stop taking these girls on these expensive dates, and they broke. But you know what? They just can't help themselves. It's people that say that they want to lose weight. Their doctor has told them, yo, you got to lose weight. This is how your blood pressure is, how you need to get healthy. They don't want to sacrifice just getting up maybe an hour early before work to go hit the gym. Or they don't want to sacrifice their video game time when they get off work to go to the gym. People don't want to really sacrifice or really do what it takes to actually get to where they say they want to go. And the reason why I say the way they say they want to go to where they say they want to go is because I think if you really want to accomplish something, if you really want to do something in this life, I think that you would go all in on it. You know what I'm saying? It's about sacrifice. It's about what you're willing to give up. It's about what you're willing to tolerate. It's about what you're willing to go through, what you're willing to endure to get to the goal. Because I don't see big goals and big dreams being easy to accomplish, bro. Like, I don't think this stuff, I think it's simple. I think the concept is simple, but I don't think it's easy. People say they want to gain weight or whatever. Okay, cool. You got to put down the sweets. You got to put down some of the carbs sometimes. I know you like mashed potatoes. Well, not gain weight, I'm sorry. People want to build muscle. They want to lose weight but build muscle. You may got to put down those mashed potatoes. You may got to put down those potatoes for a while. You got to sacrifice that a little bit. You got to sacrifice if you really want to get, let's say you work a full-time job and you work 9 and you don't get home till around 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. You may got to sacrifice going to sleep so that you can do what you got to do for that business that you're trying to start, or that content that you're trying to start, or, whatever you're trying to do. You got to apply for new jobs or whatever. If you want more, you got to do more and you got to sacrifice more, bro. It's not easy out here, dog. I think it's very competitive out here. It's very competitive, and you got people that's outworking you, running laps around you every time that they can. I made sure that I optimize time as much as I can. Yesterday, I was getting my car worked on, but instead of me dropping it off, I sat there with my iPad and I got to work. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice whatever I had to sacrifice in order to get to where I want. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, you got to have a balance. And of course, I wouldn't say sacrifice your health, because, without health, money is what? Like, what does money mean if your health is bad? But you know what I'm saying? Generally speaking, bro, I think success is about what you're willing to sacrifice. What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to do without for a while to get to the goal? But people want to have both. They want to have the success and not sacrifice anything, bro. They want to just wake up and be fit. They want to just wake up and be rich. They don't want to sacrifice anything. And I think that's why most people won't make it. I think that's why most people won't make it, because they not strong enough to sacrifice the things that they need to sacrifice in order to meet the goal, bro. You got to sacrifice some stuff, bro. I'm a little late today just because I was up late last night and I had some stuff to do. To the gym. I'm a little late to the gym today. But bro, I sacrifice sleep every day just to get to the gym. Like, technically speaking, bro, I could get up around 8:30 a.m. every day and still be able to get to work or whatever. But you know what? I get up around 5:30 because it allows me to optimize time. It allows me to hit the gym. It allows me to be able to get some breakfast and get some protein in. It allows me to be able to go over my goals. It's about what you're willing to sacrifice. It allows me to do a couple of videos before I get busier throughout the day. It's just about what you're willing to sacrifice. What are you willing to give up? You willing to give up some sleep? You willing to give up, those bad habits that you have? You willing to give up that bad food that you be eating to get to a better version of yourself? What are you willing to sacrifice, fool? Because the person that you respect and the person that you want to be make sacrifices. It's all about sacrifice, bro. It's all about sacrifice. It's all about what you're willing to give up. You may gotta disappear for a minute. But people don't want to do that. They want to be out. They want to be seen. It's almost like, what's crazy? I'm gonna give a story, and I'm not gonna get too deep into it. But I'm gonna say this. Let's just say you got a car that you may be able to make the payment on, but you can't save any money. But you got a car that you love. Let's say you got a car that you absolutely love, right? People won't sell that car in order to put themselves in a better position. They gotta have the nice car. They gotta pull up in a nice car when the women see them. They gotta pull up in a nice car when they go to the gym. But instead of sacrificing that temporary happiness for a long-term gain, they would just keep doing what they're doing. They may not even be able to comfortably make that payment, and they got a car that they really shouldn't have. But instead of saying, man, let me get rid of this, bro. Let me sacrifice this temporary happiness, and let me save this $800, $900, $1,000 a month that I'm spending on this car. Let me go get a little cash car. They just continue to stay in their situation. Don't nobody want to sacrifice, bro. Everybody want, like I've said this so many times, and I don't think it'll never get old, bro. People want it the easy way. Everybody wants the easy way out. Nobody wants to grind. Nobody wants to do what they have to do in order to actually shine, fool. And so nobody wants to make the sacrifices that have to be made in order to get to where they want to go. You got to make sacrifices, bro. There are things that you got to give up. You got to give up spending if you want to have more money. You got to give up eating the way you want to if you want to become healthier. You gotta sacrifice some sleep a little bit if you want to get some things done and start that business that you've been trying to start, and you've been trying to get away from your job. Brody, you gotta sacrifice, Slim. Like, you can't be comfortable and think you're gonna reach the goal. That don't make sense. You can't have every single thing that you want and think that you're going to just magically get to the goal by not giving up nothing, bro. It's about what you're willing to sacrifice. It's about what you're willing to go without. You know what I'm saying? It's genuinely about what you're willing to sacrifice. And you got to give up some things. You got to give up some people. Some people be holding you back. You got to sacrifice those people. You got to sacrifice those relationships to become a better you. Because it's like, how else you going to do it? How do you think that you're going to keep the same habits but get different results? That don't make no sense. How do you think you're going to keep doing the same thing? You keep doing the same thing over and over again, but you're expecting different results. That don't make sense. It's a definition of insanity. You got to sacrifice some things, bro. You got to sacrifice your time. You got to sacrifice all of that to be able to get to the goal. So you may have to get up a couple hours earlier to go hit the gym in the morning because you may not be able to go in the afternoon because maybe you got kids or whatever. So you may got to go in the morning. You may got, like I said, you got to sacrifice maybe eating out for a while so you can save a couple extra dollars. You may got to sell that expensive car that you know that you don't need so that you can save some more money. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that you have to sacrifice, bro. You got to sacrifice in order to win. It's just what it is. I sacrifice a lot of my time because I want to win. Instead of me going out, bro, I could be with a different girl majority of the days if I wanted to. I could be out doing this and doing that, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm grinding. I gotta grind. I gotta sacrifice that stuff right now. You might gotta sacrifice those designer clothes so that you can actually be able to afford those clothes later on in life. You may not be able to buy the $700 whatevers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may not be able to do that. You got to sacrifice that type of stuff. You may have it in your bank account, but you may have to say, I'm going to sacrifice this temporary happiness so that I can get to the long-term goal. It's all about sacrifice. It's all about what you're willing to give up. It's all about, you know, what you're willing to go without in order to meet the goal, bro. Sacrifice what you got to sacrifice. Give up what you got to give up. But you can't be comfortable and succeed at the same time. It don't make no sense. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to get rid of the stuff that you don't need. And you got to just focus and get to it. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in another one.